What up guys, it's Dustin, Nostalgia Hot Rods, on our way to Utah to SpeedTech to pick up 2 chassis. We'll see you guys there. All right, what up guys? I'm here with Cameron at SpeedTech Performance. We're here to do a shop tour and pick up chassis number 1 for our B-body Charger build and for a 1970 Firebird build. Let's go check it out. Let's go.
Thanks for
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us.
We appreciate it.
Yeah,
sure.
100%.
Well, let me show you around. We can give you a little bit of a tour. And like I said, our building is set up in 2 different sections, essentially. So this is the build shop / R&D and assembly and all that kind of stuff happens over here. Jeremy's our head everything. He's one of those guys that I could pick up a random bolt off the ground, and he's like, this is exactly what it's for, you know? So right now he's assembling a C2 chassis. Jeremy, this is Dustin from Nostalgia. That's actually Jeremy's car. It's got the IRS in it, the cantilever. He runs this all the time down.
I see it at Good Guys events, right?
Yeah, Good Guys. He runs in like the SCCA down in Vegas, you know, things like that. This is Roger's car. He's had this car since he was like 15. And we've built it different like variations, you know. Started with the Pro Touring subframe, torque arm. We used to have a big blown 427. So this one's getting our IRS. But what we're doing with some R&D on this project actually, a couple years ago we had an NBA player call us up and was like, hey man, I want you guys' chassis on this 71 Impala. And we're like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
And then he convinced us to do it, you know, and
maybe you need some convincing. Carl?
He's like, but I want some ride height adjustment. And we're like, we do only coilovers because we do like, you know, we actually like to drive our stuff. And so we worked with JRI and they've got, so this is hydraulic.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a hydraulic. So you get all the performance here, but the ride height adjustment.
2 inches, right?
Yeah. So
Same thing I'm running that Porsche.
So what we're doing though is we're actually developing a switch for it, because with this basically you set it, you can either go up or you can go down. You can't do both. So we're making an actuator where you can do both.
Oh, cool.
And so, you know, I mean, just like a Porsche or any kind of exotic car, you go over a bump, it's rough, you know? And so we're developing with this so that you can actually raise or lower your car. So something that we've done, because we have in-house engineers, when we develop, I mean, you've built headers from scratch, like it sucks, right? So our engineer, they have a scan of the car, scan of the chassis, scan of the engine, all the CAD models. Yeah. And so then they design the headers, and then we 3D print.
Yeah.
And then you can fit it right up and be like, okay, that works, or no, like this, we have to cut it, trim it, whatever. But now we've got all the bends and everything. And so then you just send that to the CNC machine. Ultimate Headers does all of our headers.
Exactly.
So then we just send them all the bends and everything, and then they just pump them right out. Like you never have to do the whole green puzzle pieces or, you know, anything like that. Yeah. And so you just like put it on. This is going to be the first Mustang we're doing with Ruffian.
Yeah, Ruffian.
Yeah, out of California. It's a whole new world for us, right? Like, and it's something that we're super excited to be with Chris with Ruffian. I mean, the way his brain works, it's almost scary, right? Some of the creations he comes up with.
The guy's super talented.
Yeah, his vision is amazing, you know, and so we're super excited to be part of it.
I mean, he was a designer of computer games. Like
I think he's a video game designer or something. And you can see that in his builds, like the GT40 that he did.
Yeah.
He's like, let's just make it right-hand drive, and we'll put a big carbon fiber intake that goes over the top of the roof. You know, I mean, he does some cool stuff.
Work himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got his shop. I've seen it.
Yeah. Super cool. Yeah. This is super exciting because SpeedTech's always like, Chevy. You know, you think of SpeedTech, you think of Camaros, you think of Chevelles, you think of whatever. But now we're doing Ford, we're doing Mopars, like what you're here for today. You know, and then we've got a few other things in the works, you know, which is super exciting. But
This is exciting. Full chassis on a Mustang.
full chassis on a Mustang. Everyone knows, like, these Mustangs are little.
Yeah.
Camaros are little. Like, because of our DNA and the way that we've designed the front subframe on this Mustang without flaring the fenders, 315s up front, tucked inside the fenders, with over 30 degrees of steering.
Yeah. Wow.
So same thing on a Camaro. I mean, 315s, over 30 degrees of steering, like,
Yeah.
none of our competitors and nobody else in the industry can do that without rubbing or hitting.
100%,
Or let me show you the Scout.
Yeah.
So it's the first generation of Scout, and the customer wanted, like, beach cruiser, hot rod. Nobody does that with the Scout, right? As you know, like, every panel on this has been reworked.
Yeah.
The hood's been shortened, and it's actually got a tilt.
Has the roof been chopped?
No, that's factory. So what we did actually is we got the glass out of a Chevy 2 and then built the frame around it.
Right on.
And then the way we've designed this, because he wants removable, so that's just aluminum. It'll lock in just like a Corvette, you know? It's sitting on our Blazer chassis that we shortened, and then it's got an LS3. Jeremy built this little mechanism here. It's kind of cool.
So,
Yeah.
when are you guys hoping for completion?
2 years ago.
2 years.
The renderings over on the.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
Then the gold wheels are right over there. And then on top of that, the customer wanted real windows. Because, you know, these came from the factory with, like, the sliding glass, like your freaking house, you know? And so he wants actual windows. So what we've been doing, he totally dug, like, the pull strap stuff that came in the old Fords, right?
Yeah.
You'll pull this,
Yeah.
slide up, and then have a
Latch.
Because these doors are so tiny, you can't fit a regulator in them.
Yeah. As I mean, we do all ours quarter-inch MDF and cut and make and remake and cut and make.
Yeah.
So we get the glass to fit or wood to fit and make it out of glass.
Yep.
Don't temper it, put it in there, see if it breaks.
So these little trucks, their wheelbase is actually about 2 inches shorter than a C2 Corvette. So this little truck with 500 plus horsepower, it's gonna rip.
Rip City! Oh yeah, this thing is gonna be cool as hell.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this. And
This is something we haven't talked about much as far as, like, from SpeedTech. So let me tell you a secret, okay? We're going to be doing the same thing for the Camaro platform. The F-body platform is what we're doing for the Mustang and for the Charger. And so essentially what we're going to be rolling out with, same thing, cut the whole floor out, drop the body on. It'll have a whole new floor, independent rear, our extreme front, cut pinch weld to pinch weld, set the body on, and you're gone. Good to go.
you guys are designing the floors for Mustang
And floors. And so you'll have the whole setup already pre-tunneled to fit your big T56 or these 8 or 10 speeds. Dude, those things are huge. And so,
like out of a diesel truck.
yeah. And so it'll be fully tunneled all the way back, so you get the proper driveline angle, and all your geometry is going to work perfect together. And so we haven't, I mean, as you can see, it still has the original floor. We haven't started this one quite yet, but it's coming. So this is kind of where all the manufacturing side happens. And so everything we do in-house, down to our Delrin we use in the bushings, we get the raw Delrin, machine all that. It's something we're proud of too. I mean, we started in Canada 20 years ago.
Okay.
I can't say I'm from down the road, but
Yeah.
all of our customers were here, and America, I mean, it's just a muscle car place, right?
Yeah.
We're a muscle car company. And so 11 years ago, we moved here to Utah. We would always come down to SEMA in Vegas. They'd pass through and they're like, man, that's actually a nice place, you know, central-ish located.
Yeah.
Salt Lake's not far. We've got, by the time, hour and a half from Vegas, that's a hub for everything. You know, I mean, from here to the beach in California, we're 6 hours.
Yeah.
So it's nothing crazy. So this is just part of the warehouse and the order prep, as we're building the chassis or we're waiting on something, then, it stores here. So this is a bunch of your stuff. So that's your IRS housing. That's a bunch of the tunnel stuff for the Charger project.
Okay.
That's your subframe. control arms and shocks and steering racks. So that's yours. And then
Cool.
here's your Charger chassis. So you have number 2.
Yeah,
Number 2 of what we made. So we made the prototype, and I saw you post on social media, we're building the Charger, and I'm like, bro,
we got it.
call me right now.
Dude, and I love how, like, on here, you guys integrate.
Tow hooks and things, right? And we did it same in the rear, you know, because that's one of the, like, it's an overlooked thing that people don't think about, you know. And so same thing, you know, we put tie downs right here. Hey everybody, it's Cameron with SpeedTech Performance. I just want to take a quick little break in this episode to show you guys our first production B-Body Mopar chassis. This is for 68 to 70 Chargers, Roadrunners, all of those B-Bodies. And we are super excited about this project because we're teaming up with Dustin and the team at Nostalgia Hot Rods. You guys know that they build top of the line builds, award winners, and we cannot wait to see our product under his car. One of the best things about this chassis is our independent rear setup. When we designed this back in 2019, we actually won the Good Guys New Product Award with it. The way we've designed it, and in this car specifically, is it has the overhead cantilever shocks, which actually gives you about 110% motion ratio. So you're gonna be able to have the most comfortable ride that you want, as well as the highest performing ride. We also have another option with it that gives you more of a traditional low mount with your independent rear, which still gives you about 100% motion ratio. You're going to be able to tune all your caster, your camber, everything with it. It's going to be fully tunable, and it comes equipped with our ATS forged aluminum spindles with the C7 hubs in them. The way we've also, again, designed this chassis is it's a full weld-in piece. It's going to create a stronger than ever base for the Charger. And then with the front subframe it's also bolted. And so when you're installing that huge Hellcat engine, like this car, it's getting a REDEYE Hellcat. And so when Dustin's putting that in, he'll be able to drop the subframe, put the engine, put the tranny in, and then raise it all right back up, and then 6 bolts in, and he's all done and installed. The way we've designed our K-member on this car specifically, you're going to be able to fit easily a 325 front tire with over 30 degrees of steering. That's within the factory outer fenders. It uses a dual power rack and pinion system, and then again, our forged aluminum spindle, C7 Corvette hub. It's a sealed setup, and C5, C6 Corvette brakes. 3-piece tunable sway bars, both the front and the rear. And it comes with a SpeedTech valved coilovers, so you'll be able to tune this for the track, for the road, whatever you want.
Man, what do you got? What do you got there?
So this is our forged aluminum spindle, the blank, right?
Yeah.
So it's 7075 aircraft grade aluminum, and we forge them out of California. So it's our design, everything, and then of course we forge driver, passenger, and when we take into the CNC machine, mill it down, and then we have different ones for our extreme setup or our Pro Tour.
Wow.
Different things.
And this is one all done.
And so this is what it's all done.
Sweet,
so
man.
Put a C7 Corvette hub in there, super strong.
Dude, so sick.
Reliable.
And then you just machine off what you don't use.
Yes.
There's left and right. Okay,
So like
got
this
it.
goes on the passenger side.
Got it.
Side we'll machine that side off.
Awesome.
So everything we do though is here in house. So like what Max is doing right now is he's bending tubes, cutting them, coping them for our frame brace kit.
Yep. A-body.
So that's for our A-body frame brace kit. We don't just do full chassis. We also do add-ons with factory.
Yeah.
So like
That's so sick.
Chevelle chassis, it's a C channel essentially. And
Yeah.
These things twist like crazy.
Oh yeah.
And so we've created a full kit that you can actually, stiffen your chassis.
Yeah, dude, your home guys can go in and bolt them on or whatever.
I
Yeah.
installed one, and I'm not a builder. I installed one in a day, and we actually have links to that on our YouTube. But so that's what he's doing though, and then he'll do the same thing with control arms and all that kind of stuff. And then all the different mills do different things.
Yeah, absolutely. No, the operation is sick, man. Just every aspect of the operation, the cleanliness, organized. I went back in your stock room back there. Everything is labeled and all the parts and pieces are in the right spot. I mean,
Front to back, we've got a killer team.
man, I appreciate the time today of, doing this. And this project's going to be so good. The wide body, the stance, the sheet metal fab that's going on, your guys' chassis, 800 plus horsepower. This car is going to be next level. And I hope to see it at SEMA 2024, Yeah, dude, you guys get your own booth. Dude, I'll have 2 cars that we built in your guys' booth sitting on your guys' chassis. Trans Am Gen 2, crazy. I call Cameron, like, got this 70 Gen 2 Firebird starting. What we got? And he's like, calls me a day later. Hey, dude, everything's ready to go, stacked up. I'm like, done deal. So we're here today picking up both chassis. I mean, we're talking 3 weeks since the first call.
Yeah.
You know, we're not waiting 9-10 months. We're getting shit done, and we're able to start the build process. Because without the chassis, it's like building a house without a foundation. You can't do it. So, dude, this is the most important part for us. And man, you guys came through, and
Well, and we're excited because we know that you build a lot of your own chassis.
Yep.
And you're very talented that way. So it's an honor for us. And you're like, actually, I like that.
oh yeah, dude. I mean, yes, Nostalgia Hot Rods builds a lot of their own chassis, man. But the product that you guys put out is just superior. You know, I mean, shoot, we're not building any independent rear suspensions in house. I mean, you guys are killing the game in that. And I can't wait to use that cantilever setup and make something look badass through the back window, and you can see it all. You know, like that's what we do, right? Designers and engineers and everything you guys got going on here, and then we just make everything look good. You know, so man, I can't wait to get this going and order more chassis in the future, man. I hope to do 10 a year with SpeedTech. I really do. That's my goal. So
We're in each other's backyard.
oh yeah, man, it was a 2-hour drive, and now we're gonna load up and go get some food.
Sounds great.
All right, bro. I appreciate everything. Thanks, Cameron. Thank you. All right, guys, we're all loaded up here at SpeedTech Performance. Cameron's the man and helped me load all this in here, man. Now it's back to Nostalgia Hot Rods. All right, guys, we're back from SpeedTech Performance. It's been a long day, a lot of driving. Just want to go over the Charger with you guys. A lot of work's been done in the last 30 days, and now that we got the chassis, we can really start moving. So with the SpeedTech stuff, basically the entire floor gets cut out of the car, the entire firewall, trunk area, the whole 9 yards, right? We'll brace it, and we'll get the chassis underneath it, and then we'll continue wide bodying the car. So as you can see, this fender here, we've already widened this fender 2.5 inches. Look at the door, you can see the shape and how aggressive that we're going with this car, right? We just got the rear quarter panels from Classic Industries. They just showed up the other day. This one, man, from this point in the next 30 days will be light years ahead, with the chassis being underneath the car, getting wheels and tires ordered, motor and trans in the car, and just really continue on the sheet metal fab and just try to get this thing further along, right? I mean, this is gonna be one of our headline SEMA builds for 2024. We got a lot of work to do before SEMA comes next year. Moving on from the Charger, we'll go to the Willys Jeep, and we're really making a big push on that. Come on over, let's take a look. So in the last 30 days on the Jeep, man, a lot of work done. We've had 2 guys working on it nonstop on sheet metal fab and chassis fab. We've extended the rear fenders. We stretched the rear fenders 4.5 inches. We stretched the front fenders 5.5 inches. We've built all new floors in the car. Rear suspension's done, front suspension's done. We're actually starting on the roll cage as of this week. We got radiator mounts being built, exhaust is being built. We're trying to push as hard as we can for this thing for SEMA this year, which we know is only 4 months away. We should have it painted by then. So let's walk around this thing. So on the floors, we've decided we're gonna do like snaps, right? So the carpet's fully removable, off-road stuff. And if you look at the floors and the bead roll and the work that's been done in the floors, every little bead roll triangle will basically have a carpeted panel, and then the actual steel will be exposed. So just something a little bit different, right? I'm sure that in the luxury pre-runner world, we're just trying to do something a little bit different. Reservoirs, those still got to be done. Steering still got to be done. We still got rust repair to do. Like I said, we've had 2 guys working on this thing every day for the last 30 days, trying to get this thing to where we need it to be in the next 4 months. So on the Jeep, man, we've had Holly come on board. They see the vision behind what Nostalgia Hot Rods is seeing. ADS has came on board to help us out. We got Method Wheel came on to help us out. This truck is gonna be so cool. We will have it at SEMA. We'll let you know where it lands in the next, 3 to 4 months. So we're gonna push this thing as hard as we can, but I'm not gonna rush it to where the quality of work is not there. So we'll get it as far as we can get it in the next 4 months, but man, it's really starting to come together. I think in the next 30 days, we'll have this thing over in the body and paint department and start really going to town on making it look pretty. So yeah, that's the Jeep, man, and we'll continue on to the next one. We're here just kind of walking around the shop. We got the Camaro here. The last time you guys were here, it was in the final assembly area. Now spending the last 8 months assembling the car, doing the interior, wiring it, test driving, the whole 9 yards. We got a couple little paint issues. As you're doing it, you're as careful as you can be putting the car together, but man, an arm scraping across the fender or your shorts rubbing across the quarter panel. So we're just touching up some stuff. I had a little bit of dirt in the bottom of the hood that I didn't like. We're going over that, fixing that little bit of stuff and getting the car 100% color sanded, buffed, and ready to go to the owner, man. This thing will be in the Gunny Will booth at SEMA, and look for it on Autotopia in the next coming months. All right, so at the 70 Firebird, this is the one we were just at SpeedTech Performance picking up the chassis. Man, we just received this car last Wednesday from New Jersey. Now we're getting it torn apart. We'll get it out to Media Blast by Friday of this week, and this thing is gonna be one for the record books for Firebirds, man. Keep watching this one. I know there's a lot of Pontiac fans out there. This thing is gonna be sick. Moving on down the line, we got the 58 Vet. The last time you guys seen this car, we were just starting the body work. Well, we're in final prime. Tomorrow, the guys will start wet sanding, doing all the little final touches on it. Man, I hope by next week, this car is painted, and the next time you guys come in, it'll be on the assembly side, getting fully assembled and wired. And man, we're gonna push hard because this may be one that's going to SEMA as well. We're here in the color sanding and buffing area. We're back at the Porsche. Last time you guys were here, we were just putting the graphics. So now that's done, it's cleared, and it's color set and buffed. By next week, I hope to have the motor and trans mounted and suspension on this thing and rolling over to the assembly side. This Porsche has been a long time coming, man. I hope to say by the end of the year, we have this car running. By the beginning of next year, we're test driving, working the bugs out of it, and getting it back to the customer. All right, guys, over here in the finish side. So we got a lot of these cars real close to finishing up so we can bring all the other ones that are across the street that are almost ready to be assembled over. We're here at the 59 Apache, man. Since the last time you guys were here, we've got a lot done. We got the bed 100% done, gas filler all done, fully wired, running, driving, stopping. Just got back today from Tune. I'm trying to work all the bugs out of it before we get all the interior in it. When you're putting these things together, man, you get them on the dyno and everything's 100% done, you may run into a problem. So we sent this thing to dyno before we put the interior in it. But man, we are in build process of interior. I hope we're wrapping panels here in the next 2 weeks and putting this thing together. Come on out, let's check it out. the last time you guys were here, man, we didn't even have headlights, front end, front bumper, heat exchanger. None of that was done, man. And this, like I said, everything on this truck works. It's running, it's driving, it sounds badass. It's got Black Widow, the neighborhood wakers on it. Things sounds nasty. We built these tanks here for your intercooler, power steering reservoir so you can see the fluid. Man, this thing is gonna be super cool. We got 30 to 40 days left on this thing, and this thing will be a wrap, done. And watch out for it at SEMA, because it will be there. All right, guys, here at the 56 F100. So in the last 30 days, man, this bedwood has kicked my ass. But we got it all done. Bed opens and closes. Man, we got like 9 coats of clear on this thing. We've color set it and polished it. Got it all put in. Working on interior now. Door panels are just about ready to wrap. We have, dude, a banging stereo in this thing. The JL audio, the equipment in this thing is gonna blow his eardrums out. Cameron's exact words, I want my ears to bleed. So that's what we're gonna make happen, man. But dude, the F100, besides interior, is 100% complete. Bugs have been shaken out of it. It's been test driven. Everything works. And we're gonna bang out this interior in probably the next 30 days and get it sent off to Cameron. Look out for this one at SEMA. It will land somewhere. We'll let you know as we get a little bit closer. Man, this truck is just coming together so nice. As far as the 56 F100, there's a lot been done, but I don't think like this one. All right, guys, that's a wrap, man. That's episode 5. Man, it's been a long day, man. We left the house at 7 a.m., drove all the way to SpeedTech, met it with Cameron, picked up 2 chassis, all the way back to Vegas. It's a hot day, man, 116 degrees, 40% humidity, man. I am ready to go. But remember to like, subscribe, and comment, man. We'd like to hear about, what you guys think about the shop and what our builds are. And man, I will get back to you. Give me a little bit of time because we are super busy. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. See ya.